What's up, YouTube? What's up, everybody? My name's Sean. I'll be your game driver here in the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. If you're ever taking any pictures on today's safari, make sure you hold on to those cameras, as the reserve does not allow me to stop for any dropped objects. You will notice up above you a game spotting guide. We may not see all those animals, but we usually have pretty good luck. Now, the Harambe Wildlife Reserve was founded in 1971 to protect our local wildlife. Since the animals have become pretty comfortable around humans, which is good for us, but has allowed them to be more vulnerable to poaching. Now, our reserve is over 800 square miles, so we have a lot of land to cover today. I'm not going to be able to stop for all the animals, but I will be able to stop for a few. It is recommended you put your camera on in action or sports and get all those great pictures.
About 38 out of it. Okay.
Alright, now we're just going to hang out right up here. We're getting all clear to enter the reserve. Once we're in the reserve, it may be a little difficult to see the animals. They tend to blend in with their natural surroundings very well. Definitely want to keep your eyes open. I'll try my best to point them out for you, though.
At this time, cheers 1 is full. Please stop moving and cheers 2. Once again, cheers 1 is full. Sorry, 38. Out of the ship from Southern Railway. Sorry, 38. Sorry, 38 out of the ship. Okay.
There's the hawk there. And right on in here. Alright, looks like we made our way right into the little Ituri Forest. Now this is where you're going to find the most shy reclusive animals of Africa. Let's see what we can find out here. Now standing along the wall towards the back of the truck over here on the right, small dark brown animal with a yellow back. It's a yellowback duiker, smaller of the antelope here in Africa. Standing way up there on the right, small dark brown animal with stripes on its legs. That's an okapi. Though it has stripes like a zebra, it's actually a known relative of the giraffe. Not bad on the left is the watering hole, popular hangout spot for a lot of the animals of the forest. Pretty good chance to see some black rhino out here. Now the black rhino is an endangered animal with less than 5,000 of them in the world. Pretty powerful creatures with a top driving speed of about 35 miles an hour. Unfortunately, the black rhino is still being poached today for that horn up on top. Let's see if we can find one over here. Looks like it might be hiding out a little bit further back there. Way out there towards the back of the truck. A big rock with a tail and a horn. A couple of ears. It's a rhino. Now this tall black and white bird over here on the left has a saddle-billed stork. Gets its name from the saddle-like pattern on its bill. Stands about 3 to 4 feet tall and has a wingspan of about 5 to 9 feet. Just on top of the hill, way up there on the left, brown animal with white stripes and horns, it's a bongo. Known as the ghost of the forest, very rarely seen here at Kilimanjaro. Go by really, really slow. Alright, looks like we're going to head out of the Ituri Forest now and into the Safie River. And the Safie River is home to animals like the Nile crocodile, the pelican, and even some fish. Alright, now when hippos are born, they can weigh in at about 85 pounds. When they reach adulthood, they're known to tip the scales at about 5,000 pounds. Now you might be able to catch a glimpse of some of the hippos downstream over here on the right. Don't worry if you don't see them. They usually end up a little bit upstream. Yeah, looks like a few of them made their way over here on the left. Now the hippos might look like they swim through the river, but they actually sink to the bottom and walk along the bottom. They tend to stay fully submerged throughout the entire day in order to stay cool. They can hold their breath for about 5 to 8 minutes at a time, and they come up completely at night and feed on about 100 pounds of grass. They just look for the bubbles along the surface there, and that's how you know there's a hippo down below. Let's see if we can find one a little bit closer up here. Now those gray and white birds on the island over there on the left, those are pink-backed pelicans. They're known to herd small fish in the shallow water in order to feed on. There's one of those hippos way out there on the left. Looks like one of the cranes are sitting on his back. Hang out here for a little bit. Alright, let's see what's up and around the corner. Looks like some more of the hippos just over the guardrail over here on the left. A little bit hard to see them. There's actually one you can see moving around just below the surface of the water down there on the left. Popping up. Alright, looks like we're going to be heading over a really old small bridge up ahead. I do need everyone to remain seated while we cross this bridge. And if you look way up there on the left, you can see a few Nile crocodiles. Now the Nile crocodile does have the ability to lower its body temperature by simply opening its mouth to release body heat. Speaking of, its mouth has very powerful jaws that can close down at about 1,200 pounds per square inch. Now those last few back there do look a little bit hungry, so let's get out of here. Looks like we made our way out of the Safie River now and into the Savannah, which is a different ecosystem with many different animals. Now speaking of different, over here on the right, that's a baobab tree. It kind of looks like an upside down tree with its roots in the air. It's actually a leafless tree for 9 months out of the year and stores a lot of water in that trunk for those long African droughts. Coming up here is my favorite view of the Savannah. It's on the Serengeti grasslands. Now these grasslands will stretch on for hundreds of miles and act as a superhighway to millions of migrating animals. This is all part of that wild Africa that we're trying so hard to protect. Alright, now out here in Africa, we do have our own natural landscaping crew. Elephants moving and acting as bulldozers, knocking over some of these trees that you can see up ahead on the right. Now they knock over the trees in order to feed on, and that allows more grass to grow. Giraffes are moving in some of the underbrush, allowing more light to come through. Other animals like Thompson gazelle and Patterson eland will chew up grass like a lawnmower, and the warthogs will come up and clean around the edges. So here in a balanced ecosystem, there is enough food for everybody.
Hey, have you ever had any lions when I got over there? Oh, this is bad.
Alright, now scattered all over the savannah up there on the right, there's some large mounds of earth. Those are termite mounds. They're hard as concrete and elephants use them as back scratchers. It is until they're worn down enough that a Thompson gazelle or other small animals can climb up on top and watch out for predators hiding out in tall grass.
Sorry, 34, off and copy.
Alright, now way out there on the left, large dark brown animal, really long horns. That's an Ankoli cattle. Horns can grow to be about 5 to 6 feet long and about 20 inches around their base. The shorter gray animal out there on the right with the horn sticking straight up is a water buck. It's actually my favorite animal here. When a water buck is being chased by a predator, it releases an oily substance onto its fur, allowing it to move through water quickly. down amongst the tall grass over here on the left, there's a large tan animal with more looking straight up. That's a Patterson eland. It's the larger of the antelope here in Africa. They stand about 6 feet to their shoulder. Now along the bottom of the hillside out here on the right, it looks like a reticulated giraffe. Now the reticulated giraffe is the taller, lighter giraffe here in Africa. They get their name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, refers to the net-like pattern all over its back. Hang on here for a moment. Now also up ahead on the right looks like some more giraffes. Those ones are shorter and darker than the reticulated ones. Those are the Maasai giraffe. Now they sleep standing up in the air for only 30 minutes a day. The Maasai giraffe measured at about 14 to 16 feet tall, and the reticulated giraffe, like this one over here on the left, measured at about 18 to 20 feet tall. I can make a stop for him a little bit closer up here. Right about here. We're going to be hanging out here for just a little bit longer. There's a giraffe kind of blocking the road up ahead. Alright, well the bridge up ahead does not look all that great. I am going to ask everyone, please remain seated, hang on, maybe cross some fingers. Let's see if we can get over it. Looks like it's held together with rope. That doesn't sound too good. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, it looks like we made our way to some red clay pits. And I can see the elephants have been here recently with all their tusk marks and footprints in the wall. The elephants will come to these clay pits and eat the clay right off the wall, and that's how they get the nutrients. Looks like some of the elephants made their way up there on the left. I'm going to circle around to get a better look at them. Now, a few of the elephants may have a little bit of sand and mud on their back. They actually flung that sand and mud on their own back using that trunk. That sand and mud is going to act like a natural sunblock. Elephants actually have very sensitive skin when it comes to the sun. Now, both male and female elephants have ivory in their tusks, which make them prime targets towards poachers. We also notice a few of the elephants flapping their ears. It'll break up the blood vessels in the ears, allowing them to cool themselves off a little bit faster. Now, mother elephant's pregnancy is about 22 months long. Once that calf is born, it'll stay with its mom for the first 15 to 16 years of its life, making it the second longest childhood, second to humans. There's those elephants up there on the left. There's a few more of them a little bit further up here. We can hang out here for a little bit. Looks like a young baby elephant back there. That's about 9 or 10 months old. Now the field researchers at Harambe are studying the vocal patterns of those elephants back there in order to get a better understanding how elephants communicate for survival. Now over here on the left is some greater flamingo. Now the greater flamingo have the lightest color pink of all flamingos here in Africa. You may notice if you are smaller and gray, those are the babies of the flock. Haven't quite got the pink color yet. You get that about a year and a half after diet of brine shrimp. Now it's the keratin that's in those brine shrimp that give all pink flamingos their pink colors. Alright, now looks like we made our way to white rhino country now. Now the white rhino is one of Africa's greatest success stories, once on the near brink of extinction. But through anti-poaching and conservation efforts, we were able to raise the level of the white rhino to a self-sustaining one. You can tell by the footprints in the mud way out there on the left. They were here recently. They may have migrated a little bit west of here. We should be able to see them a little bit later. Now these small round white objects coming up ahead on the right, those are ostrich eggs. They weigh in at about 3 pounds each, on the largest eggs anywhere. This one of those eggs is equal to about 25 chicken eggs.
Here.
Alright, I definitely want to keep your eyes peeled along the hillside over here on the left. You might be able to spot some cheetah up there. And the cheetah is one of Africa's fastest land mammals with a clock speed of about 50 to 60 miles an hour. These guys are rarely hunting in the day because they have to use their sense of sight as opposed to their sense of smell. There's one of them laying right out in the open over there on the left. Hang out here for a moment. There's another one moving around in the trees further back there on the left. Alright, now up ahead on the left is those white rhino that I was talking about not too long ago. Now the white rhino actually gets its name from the Afrikaans word vite, pronounced V-I-T-E, which means square, and refers to their wide square-like jaws. Now over here on the left is the kopi. It's the Afrikaans word used to describe a large rock formation. Usually home to a large cat, commonly known as a lion. You can see him hanging out towards the back of the rocks up there on the left. Just in between the tree and the rock. Now the male lion is known to rest for about 18 to 22 hours out of the day. It allows all the female lions to do most of the hunting for him. Better to look at that male lion over here on the left. It's peeking up right above the grass between the tree there. Like a slow turn over here. There he is. Some more of those ostrich eggs over here on the left. Laying way up there on the right, there's a small dark brown animal, a short curve towards the bontabak. Now the bontabak rely on conservation efforts for survival, so you're only going to find them on a reserve much like this one. There's actually very few, almost none of them left in the wild today. Looks like we made our way to the edge of the reserve. We're gonna head back to the warden's post now. Now these back roads leading back to the warden's post are a little bumpy, so you want to remain seated and hang on. Doesn't matter where you're visiting from, there are conservation efforts that you can be a part of anywhere. Be sure to check those out. If you are looking for any more close encounters with animals, be sure to check out the Pangani Forest Exploration Trail. Just a short walk up from the exit of Kilimanjaro Safaris. You can see any animals that you get a chance to see on safaris today, like the silverback gorillas, the meerkats, and the mole rats. It's also a pretty cool underwater viewing area of the hippos in there as well. Looks like we are approaching the warden's post up ahead, so now's a good time to check those net bags down below. Make sure you have all your belongings with you. You don't want to forget anything behind it. We'll be heading out on another safari, and I'm not too sure we can still get back to you. We are going to be waiting for the warden post to clear up. Once again, check those net bags down below. Make sure you have all your belongings with you. Check your pockets, things tend to fall out of them when we hit those bumpy roads out there. Yeah, if you are going to be hanging around Disney's Animal Kingdom for a little bit longer today, around 6:30 is going to be the last of the Finding Nemo musical, as well as the Lion King, Festival of the Lion King show over in Camp Minnie Mickey. Definitely want to check those out if you haven't already. Once again, guys, double check those net bags down below. Make sure you have all your belongings with you. Now here in Africa, we like to say goodbye. It is too sad and too final. So we're going to use the word kwaherini, which means go well. So kwaherini, everybody.